How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Whiskey Ben Outdoors. It is a very rainy day outside today. Can't go fishing, can't work on my yard like I want to, but on the bright side, I do have something special. I've got a rack of baby back ribs that I'm gonna cook on my Traeger Pellet Grill for y'all. And the seasonings we're gonna use some garlic, salt, and pepper, and the Rouse's St. Louis style barbecue rib rub. Let's get at it. Alright, so the first thing I always do once I get the ribs out the packaging, take some paper towels and I just pat them dry. Makes them easier to work with, because what we're going to do is we're going to peel this membrane off and we're going to trim these up, get them nice and square. That way they cook even and everything's nice and pretty. So, got them patted dry, and I'll usually pick one of these last ribs right here, and I'll cut the last few off just to square them up and make everything nice and even. I just trash that. Do the same thing on the other side too. Like this one, this bone's broken right here. So just for looks, we're gonna go ahead and find in between two of these and just cut off this last rib right here. And just trash that. The next step is going to be to remove this membrane off the back. Helps if you get some paper towels. Just kind of pick up on one corner, grab it with the paper towel, and just peel it off. Sometimes it comes off in sections. You have to do it more than once. Oops, just dropped that on the ground. Yeah, it'll come off in sections sometimes, but just get in there with the paper towel and get that all removed. It creates a bad texture if you leave it on and try to bite through it. There we go. That's all the membrane taken off. Now we're going to lather some mustard on top to let these seasonings stick on. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Alright guys, got the ribs nice, squared, membrane taken off the back. Next up, we're going to lather on some mustard. Now you're not going to taste this mustard. It's purely for a binder, just to get the seasonings to stick to these ribs. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty with this part. Get the sides too. There we go. We're gonna season the bottom half first. Let me get my hands clean. I'm gonna do a very light layer of this garlic salt. And after that, my black pepper. And the St. Louis style barbecue rib rub. Now, no, these aren't St. Louis ribs or baby back ribs, but I still love this rub. I find it tastes good on everything. The sides. There we go. Now we're gonna let this sit. Let the seasonings kind of soak in. Let's go get the pit fired up before we flip these over and season the other side. Okay, so the pellets I've got in here right now is the Traeger Signature Series. It's hickory, apple, and cherry wood pellets. Really good. It's kind of a generic all-around blend that I use on almost everything. And we're going to be smoking these ribs for 3 hours at around 200-ish degrees, 180, 200, 225. We're going to be somewhere in this area, kind of going back and forth, just watching it for 3 hours. All right, we got the pit lit. We got some smoke. Let's go finish seasoning these ribs. All right, we've got the ribs flipped over. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on this side. First, we're gonna do the garlic salt. Very light layer of this. Don't want to really overpower it. And our black pepper. and our rib rub. Now, I know I'm using this stuff. You don't have a Rouse's by your house. I mean, you could use any barbecue rub you like. This is just my choice. Let's get a good layer of this on the top side. Now, once these sit like this for about 10 minutes, I'm gonna really let these seasonings soak in. The pit will be good to go outside, and then they're gonna sit on there for 3 hours. Now, periodically through there, if it starts to look like it's gonna dry up, we're gonna spritz them with this liquid combination I'm gonna show you how to make here in just a minute. All right, grill is up to temperature. I'm gonna carefully grab these ribs, place them on the Traeger exactly how you want them to cook. And they're gonna sit there for 3 hours, uncovered, meat side up. And periodically throughout, if they start to dry up, we're gonna spritz them with a liquid that I'm gonna show you how to make right now. Okay, so the liquid that we're gonna spritz on these ribs throughout the cook, I have in this little condiment bottle. A spray bottle works really good, but this is what I have with me right now. And in here, I have about half water, half apple juice, and a little bit of light brown sugar that I've mixed up in here. And let's go check on the ribs. If they dried up a little bit, we're gonna spritz some of this on there. All right, guys. These ribs are starting to get a little dry, so we're gonna take our liquid that we made. I'm just gonna spritz a little bit on top. So we're currently at the 1 hour mark. We're still holding steady at about 181 degrees, 180 degrees. This is 2 more hours at this temperature is gonna be perfect. Then we're gonna wrap these ribs up in foil with a couple secret ingredients inside that foil. So stay tuned. It has been 1 more hour. Check it out, guys. Looking good. Let's put a little bit more of our mixture on there. Keep them moist. Let's keep going 1 more hour. All right, so 3 hours is up. The next step is gonna be to wrap the ribs up in this foil with a little bit of honey, brown sugar, some butter, and some more of our seasoning. Alright, so here's the finished product with the brown sugar, the honey, the butter, and the seasoning. It's on the foil. Now let's get these ribs off. Let's stick them on there. Now we're gonna do this meat side down right on top. Now let's fold them up. And put them back on at 225 for 2 hours. All right, it has been 2 hours. 2 hours at 225, these ribs have been wrapped. Let's open them up, see how they're doing. Just gotta check on them here. Oh yeah, we got some good pull back on the meat with the bones showing. Let's go ahead and get them unwrapped, get them back on the pit. We're gonna put some sauce on them. All right, we got the ribs off and unwrapped. You can see how the meat's pulling back and these bones are showing. That's a good sign. Let's go ahead and get some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce on here and get them back on the pit to let that sauce set. All right, guys, we got the sauce on both sides. And we're gonna put it back on the pit for maybe another 20 minutes or so. Let the sauce really set on here. And they're gonna be done. We're good to go. All right, guys, here's our finished product. These ribs came out very, very beautiful. Let's get them cut up. Let's try one. So here is the finished product. These ribs smell amazing. So just to recap what we did, we trimmed these ribs up nice and neat. We pulled the membrane off the back. We seasoned them up. We had them on the pit smoking at 180 degrees for 3 hours. Then they were wrapped in foil for 2 hours. Then we sauced them and put them on for about another 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm telling you, I can't wait any longer. Let's try one out. So here we are right here in the middle. You see we got a smoke rig going on in here. Let's see how they are though. Absolutely delicious. A clean bite, leaves a clean bone. No tough meat, you're not pulling it off the bone. These are cooked to perfection.